Across major cities and towns in Ghana, there's a common sight, a very common one: filth along the streets, in the corners, and even worse, piles mountain in the gutters and drainages. And I ask myself, who benefits from keeping these streets so dirty? Guys, if you know me personally, you know that I really love Ghana. Making this report is by no means to defame my homeland, but to seek answers to why our cities keep getting dirtier each passing time. Past and present governments have all initiated various policies and programs to tackle our fragile sanitation system. Various community cleanup exercises happen almost every week all over Ghana, yet none has proven sustainable. According to the 2021 census, only 33.4% of households in Ghana get their solid waste collected. The remaining 77.5% dump their trash in open fields which end up being burnt. This eventually leads not only to filth spreading around, but also air pollution. Mind you, majority of this open disposal of waste happens in the urban settlements. It is no excuse if you attribute this to rural-urban migration. I mean, every major city in the world deals with the migration phenomenon. But what makes the difference is the conscious effort to keep these streets clean. Now, it is very painful that our individual irresponsibility is one of the reasons why this is happening. But one that actually breaks my heart as a Ghanaian is, why do the authorities who receive funds to keep sanity fail to do their work? Amidst this heartbreak, there's something to at least smile about: volunteerism. Post-COVID, few groups of young people have come up with initiatives to clean up and sensitize more youth through social media. None of these groups has gained more prominence on social media than the Bastard Boys.
We decided to volunteer our time, our energy, to raise awareness, not just to clean, because of course the environment is our only home. Without the environment there is no us. And also malaria, cholera, typhoid, flooding, they don't actually care whether you are in charge or not. It means that all of us must contribute for a clean environment.
Record shows that the Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources was allotted approximately 6.46 million Ghana cedis for capital expenditure on sanitation and water programs under the government funding in the 2024 budget. A further 585.7 million Ghana cedis was allotted for donor-funded programs. The cost of poor sanitation in Ghana is very high. An estimated amount of $290 million is spent annually just in tackling poor sanitation in Ghana. Yet, we see very little changes on these streets.
For the past 68 years after independence, there have been some goods, but if you put all of it in one basket, you realize that the downside of it kind of supersedes the positive side, because today people are more irresponsible, and I think it's because we are no longer actively educating people on what to do with their waste. And also in terms of collection, there are a few places where you can actually put your refuse or your plastics when you have them. So going forward, I think we need to intensify education from the basic level. Let's bring back environmental studies. Let's begin to tell people that indeed we can be here as humans, but without the environment, our survival will be a chaotic scene. So all of us to understand that the environment is the only constant that will make us healthy or even enjoy this life that we currently have. And on top of that, we should also provide enough avenues for people to keep their dustbins and encourage recycling.
My interest in why city authorities keep failing to ensure a daily routine of keeping our streets clean led me to investigate. What I discovered exposes our weak links as a society in how we allow people taxed to do their work get away with shoddy work or nothing done at all. I spoke with an elected member of the current government who chose to remain anonymous and asked these questions. I was told that for long, government gave out cleaning contracts to private companies. They received most of these monies mentioned earlier on and were taxed to employ citizens to constantly clean major streets and markets. As has already been established in this report, this cleaning is barely done. This government official further disclosed that certain community landfills and trash collection areas were even sold to private individuals for commercial buildings, leaving entire neighborhoods without a place to take their trash. This is why we see people dump refuse by the roadside and even in the gutters. At the Kwame Nkrumah Circle, for instance, trash is regularly dumped in the middle of the highway, awaiting collection by the assembly. This information completely spells shame to me, and we all as Ghanaians should be. The call to the government is to hold anyone who is responsible for cleaning accountable and develop a rapid response to environmental protection deficiencies.
Because we deliberately wanted to use social media to get people to talk about the environment, to get people to step into cleaning their spaces without waiting for the assemblies or the assemblyman or even the central government, because the assemblyman or the central government cannot do it all. So we wanted to deliberately make cleaning an individual agenda. And so far I can say I see a lot of people stepping into that shoes, and it's a good move. So in a nutshell, if one day we all die, I want Ghanaians to remember the Bastard Boys who campaigned wholeheartedly for us to clean our environment in order to drive away all the diseases that is draining our pockets of the little money that we have.
The sanitation economy goes beyond just sweeping and waste collection. It is an entire green economy which involves turning waste into value through resource recovery, innovative services, and even products manufacturing. This will create millions of jobs for the Ghanaian youth, boost the economy, and eventually move sanitation from a cost-centered problem to a profitable circular system. We constantly keep calling tourists to visit Ghana. But how do we ensure that they don't just visit but fall in love with Ghana? We, the citizen, also have a shared responsibility. And as the old adage goes, cleanliness is next to godliness. When we learn to have a clean mind, that is only when we will have and appreciate a clean environment. But until then, we will continue to dwell with preventable diseases. My name is Akote Amwakwata, reporting for the Kente Business Journal from the heart of Accra, Ghana.